Hey, Beer Ramble fans, John Henderson here, the Beer Ramble, back again with you, another beer edition. I'm here in my daughter's room doing beer reviews, but a little more lighting here. But anyway, today we're looking at TrimTab IPA, the flagship beer of TrimTab Brewing Company, based in Birmingham, Alabama. There's one of their 6.3 ABV. Good score on Beer Advocate as well as Rate Beer. Usually the average IPA, or at least ABV, tends to be within that range. It's full body, full flavored, between 5 or 6. So here's what the beer looks like. Amount of Pacifica hops are added in dry hop, which adds this beer distinct orange, marmalade, rose petal, and peppercorn character. Citrus aroma flavors as well. And I could already smell it when I opened that can immediately. Oh yeah, citrus, all right. TrimTab, one of the many breweries here in the state that we get a lot of, many breweries in the state, I should say. From Back 40 to Fairhope and Haint Blue and Serta, which are in my neck of the woods here in Mobile, Alabama. And you have Straight to Ale up in Huntsville, Singing River, which is right outside of Huntsville, Yellowhammer, and I think another brewer I just did the other day, Ghost Train Brewing Company, and of course Avondale, also in Birmingham. So yeah, Alabama getting a lot of love outside of the state from beer connoisseurs or beer lovers who like good craft beers and saying, hey, y'all making some good stuff here. So here this the beer looks like. This is one of their this is their flagship beer, but they have 3 other seasonals. 3 other flagship beers they have. This is the flagship beer, but they have 3 other beers that are available year round. They have a brown ale and a wheat ale as well. And then they have 3 other seasonals. But this is one of their, again, this is their flagship beer that gets most, if not all, of the attention from the company. So I know I've seen a couple of videos of this already on the tube. Other beer reviewers I know of, obviously Mr. Terrio as well. I think got this from his daughter. She goes up to the University of Alabama, so she brought one of these cans down there. So I saw one of his videos of that beer, and I think a few others I've seen as well. So definitely the citrus flavors are definitely there. And I almost forgot to mention Good People. Yes, Good People IPA. Yeah. Down hatch. Definitely that orange flavor I'm getting immediately. Definitely getting that it's not hoppy, but there's some hops in this. More citrus and hops. Again, the hops not overly doing it, overly taking over this beer, but it's there. But so overall, good. All right, IPA, I say. Um, IPAs are different. I mean, like you say, so we have session IPAs now. I mean, they've been around actually for a while now, but those are becoming more. I would say from at the start, I mean, IPAs have been around forever. First and foremost, I just say that they've been around for a long, 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 long time. Only now, within the last 20 years, or definitely within the last 15 years, they've really become now sort of in terms of the beers that most folks will get, everyday things, like you would get your standard adjunct lagers, or light lagers, from the cheap stuff, like Busch Light, whatever, to the high end stuff, Budweiser to, from either the BMCs or from the regular craft guys, amber ales and whatnot. So now, as has been the case, IPAs have become now sort of, you right up there as those everyday beers you get. More so the sessions, because it's, session IPAs, because they're obviously a little lighter. They're not overly heavy as some of your other IPAs, like this one I'm drinking right now, which is 6.3%. You want something you want to kind of drink consistently if you're at a get together, if you're at a party, whatever, hanging out with friends, something that's 4.5 or 4.7%. Nothing like this. Something like this, more you're at home, you're having a nice dinner, whatever, and you're sipping on this because the ABV on this is high, 6.3 or 7%. If you're drinking a double IPA, especially, or an imperial IPA, you don't want to be drinking a lot of this, knocking a lot of these back, because it will hit you quickly, and we don't want that, particularly now this time of year as we're getting closer to the holidays. But yeah, so the sessions are becoming more the norm now. But every IPA is different, as I mentioned. You have those that are more hoppy, less of the citrus. Those are more citrus, less hoppy, more kind of combined, but they're kind of maybe a bit more sugary, I guess. Whichever. Everyone is different how they prepare theirs or how they make their IPAs. From Cigar City with their IPA, with to Lagunitas, to the New Belgium Voodoo Ranger now Voodoo Ranger, the Goose Island. Everyone does theirs differently, and one is better than the other. However, so, but the hops are about. I think the hops are probably making this beer more, and the hops that they're using makes it more, makes it kind of gives the beer more of a better flavor. Well, I guess I'm looking at, and I don't get the peppercorn thing as they're talking about here. I don't really taste any of it, if that. But good IPA. Again, I'm kind of favorable towards others. As I mentioned, the Lagunitas, as I mentioned, the Voodoo Ranger, the Goose Island ones, they're more readily available. Those I would more get often. I would get more of than I would get this. And then you have the ones who are saying they're more southern style, or we put more of a southern flair or more of a West Coast flair IPA or New England style IPAs. Everyone is different, harping to ones from Sarasota, Nevada, or those from, like I said, Lagunitas, and how they prepare their IPA. So each one is different. But both, I think, could stand toe to toe with any of them. Even some of the Belgian Imperial IPAs, which I like too. Really like it. A lot of flavor. Really a lot more kick and punch. And I like some with a little bit of more oomph. So. This is good by TrimTab. As I mentioned, this is many brewers here in the state that we have are really giving us little props for Alabama and what we put out, what's being put out, what's being brewed here. So, and I don't know if they do tours. I probably think they do at their Birmingham facility, and in terms of how they produce, showing how their beers are made, and sure doing tastings and different things. So this is good, folks. I know what was this score on this, but I'm gonna go look at it from just by the flavor alone. I'm gonna say B+ on this one. This is an 8.8, 8.9. So really good. Good IPA. Again, food pairings. Again, anything Italian dishes come to mind. Anything that deals with poultry comes to mind. That would kind of go well with this. It is not. It kind of balances the plate in a lot of ways. A heavy based tomato sauce. Chicken parm sandwich. I might have that for lunch today. I can find who's the best place who could make a good chicken parm in Mobile. I don't know. But one of those things. But anyway, B+ for me, 8.9 score for the TrimTab IPA. If you get it anywhere, go ahead and try it out. You'll like it, particularly if you're in the state of Alabama or in our neighboring states. So B+ for me. Sean has appeared the Beer Round team. Keep on watching and always cheer. TrimTab, 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 TrimTab. I like.